Good evening, dreamers. Welcome to Cozy Dream Tale, where tonight, under the soft glow of starlight, we'll embark on a heartwarming journey. As you snuggle in, let the world around you fade into a distant whisper, and allow the gentle rhythm of your breath to guide you into relaxation. In the quiet embrace of this moment, we invite you to join us in a story filled with joy, wonder, and the magic of a childhood dream coming true. This is the tale of Ethan, a young boy whose birthday wish takes him on an adventure of friendship and discovery. As you lie down comfortable and at ease, let the melody of our story wrap around you like a cozy blanket. Picture a world where every turn holds a new surprise, where laughter and happiness light up the corners of our imagination. So close your eyes, dear listener. Drift away from the hustle of the day, and let the soothing cadence of the birthday Poodle carry you into a world of serene dreams. A world where the bond of a boy and his puppy reminds us of the simple joys and pure love of life. Let the story begin as we journey together into a night filled with peaceful slumber and sweet, cozy dreams. Chapter 1. A Birthday Surprise. In the quiet suburban neighborhood where Ethan lived, birthdays were a big deal, especially for a child turning 8. For weeks leading up to his birthday, Ethan has been buzzing with excitement, eagerly marking off days in the calendar in his room. Each morning brought him closer to the day he had been dreaming about, filled with cake, presents, and laughter. Anthony's parents had always made his birthday special. This year, however, there was an air of mystery around his gift. His parents whispered and exchanged knowing smiles, heightening Ethan's curiosity. He tried guessing, but they only responded with playful shrugs and cryptic hints. The night before his birthday, Ethan lay in bed, unable to sleep. His room, adorned with posters of superheroes and distant galaxies, felt more alive in the moonlit silence. He imagined all sorts of gifts: a new bike, the latest video game, or maybe a trip to his favorite amusement park. But deep down, he hoped for something different, something alive and warm. He had always wanted a pet, a companion to play and share his adventures with. As dawn broke on his birthday, Ethan sprang out of bed. The house was already stirring with preparations. Balloons and streamers adorned the living room, and the sweet aroma of baking cake filled the air. His parents greeted him with hugs and a cheerful, "Oh, happy birthday!" But the elusive present was nowhere to be seen. The morning passed with a blur of excitement. Relatives and friends arrived, each bearing gifts and well wishes. The living room overflowed with laughter and chatter, forming a symphony of celebration. But Anthony's eyes kept wandering to the empty space beneath the birthday banner, where the mysterious gift was supposed to appear. Finally, after what seemed like an eternity, his parents called for quiet. They brought out a medium-sized, ribbon-adorned box and placed it gently in front of Ethan. The room fell silent with anticipation. Harder's arm raced as he carefully untied the ribbon and lifted the lid. Inside the box, nestled among soft blankets, was a tiny poodle puppy, its curly fur shade of warm apricot. The puppy looked up at Ethan with big, curious eyes, and in that moment, a wave of pure joy washed over him. It was more than he had ever imagined. Ethan gently lifted the puppy out of the box feeling its soft fur and gentle heartbeat. The puppy licked his face, eliciting laughter and applause from the gathered crowd. Ethan looked up at his parents, his eyes shining with gratitude. They smiled back, knowing they had made the right choice. That day, as the party continued with cake and games, Ethan had a new friend by his side. He introduced the puppy to everyone, feeling a sense of pride and happiness. The puppy, which seemed just as pleased with the new environment, played along, charming everyone it met. As the sun set and the guests departed, Ethan sat in his room with the puppy, now officially named Nettie. He knew that this was the beginning of something special, a bond that would grow stronger with each passing day. That night, as Ethan drifted off to sleep, Buddy curled up beside him. And for the first time, Ethan felt like he had found a true companion. The room filled with gasps and delighted exclamations as Ethan tenderly held the poodle puppy. His parents watched with a blend of relief and joy, knowing their gift was a hit. "Happy birthday, Ethan." "Ethan," Mother said softly, "we knew you wanted a pet, and when we saw this little guy, we just knew he was perfect for you." And still an age and is surely to learn sir. A puppy, a bundle of energy and curiosity, wiggled in his arms, eager to explore its new surroundings. And then his friends crowded around, eager to pet and play with the new arrival. The puppy, basking in the attention, performed an impromptu dance, its tiny paws paddling the air. Amidst the excitement, Ethelman's father brought out a small set of bowls, a leash, and a fluffy deck bed. "Every adventurer needs his gear," he joked, placing them next to Ethan. Adon's smile widened. He was ready to embark on this new journey with his furry friend. As the party continued, a puppy became the center of attention. It scampered around the room, chasing balls and playfully nibbling on the offered toys. Eden's friends were enamored, each taking turns holding and cuddling the little poodle. Laughter and joyful shouts filled the house, creating a lively, festive atmosphere. Eden's parents captured these moments in photos, knowing these memories would be cherished for years to come. They observed Ethan with the puppy, seeing a new side of their son emerge. He was gentle, responsible, and radiated happiness. It was a heartwarming sight. As the afternoon sun dipped lower, the guests began to depart, each leaving with stories of the adorable poodle and wishes of many happy returns to Ethan. With the house quieting down, Ethan sat on the living room floor, the puppy nestled in his lap. He gazed at it with wonder and affection, a bond already forming between them. The poodle, now tired from the day's excitement, yawned and curled up against Ethan, its small chest rising and falling in a rhythmic pattern. Ethan and him once joined him on the floor, encircling the duo in a family hug. "He's going to be a great companion for her, Ethan." As the evening settled in, Ethan thought about the adventures he and his new puppy would have. He imagined walks in the park, treks to the beach. The puppy, sensing the calm, drifted off to sleep, its trust in Ethan evident. The unveiling of the Poodle was more than just a revelation of a birthday gift. It was the start of a lifelong friendship, a journey of growth, and learning for both Ethan and his poodle. As the day came to an end, Ethan knew one thing for sure. This was the best birthday ever, the first night with Buddy. The newly named poodle brought a mix of emotions for Ethan. While he was thrilled to have a puppy, he also felt a twinge of nervousness. He had never been responsible for another living being before, and the weight of this responsibility began to settle in as the excitement of the day waned. Terence noticed his apprehension and sat down with him to discuss what having a pet meant. They told me about the importance of regular feeding, walks, and training. They emphasized the need for patience and kindness, explaining how Buddy would rely on Ethan for care and companionship. His parents assured him that they would be there to guide and support him, but also made it clear that Buddy was primarily his responsibility. That evening, as Ethan prepared Buddy's bed and filled his water bowl, he felt a sense of pride. He was determined to be the best pet owner he could be. Buddy, exploring his new home, would occasionally pause to look up at Ethan, as if sensing his commitment. The house quieted down for the night, and Ethan led Buddy to his bedroom. He had set up a cozy corner for Buddy with a new dog bed and some toys. At first, Buddy seemed hesitant, sniffing around the unfamiliar environment. Ethan gently encouraged him, showing him his bed and offering a soft toy. As Ethan got ready for bed, he kept an eye on Buddy. The little poodle, after a few moments of exploration, settled into his bed, but his eyes followed Ethan everywhere. It was clear that a strong bond was already forming between them. Ethan climbed into bed, his mind racing with thoughts about the future with Buddy. He imagined teaching him tricks, going on walks, and introducing him to other dogs in the neighborhood. The possibilities seemed endless, and extra nervousness gave way to a feeling of eagerness for the days ahead. However, as the night deepened, Buddy grew restless. He whimpered softly, missing the warmth and familiarity of his previous home. Ethan, hearing the soft cries, got out of bed and approached Buddy. He remembered his parents saying that the first few nights might be tough for a new puppy. Ethan decided to stay near Buddy, talking softly to him and stroking his fur. Gradually, Buddy's whimpers subsided, and he began to relax. Ethan too felt a comforting calmness wash over him. In that quiet night, a silent promise was made between the boy and his poodle, a promise of friendship, care, and unconditional love. As the first rays of morning light crept through the curtains, Ian and Buddy were asleep on the floor side by side. The initial hesitations of the previous night had transformed into a confident excitement about the journey they were about to embark upon together. The task of naming the poodle was a significant one for Ethan. He wanted a name that was special and meaningful, something that would capture the essence of his new friend. The day after his birthday, Ethan sat with the puppy in the garden, pondering over the right name. Ethan considered various names as he watched the puppy play. He thought about names from his favorite books and movies, but none seemed to fit perfectly. The puppy was playful yet gentle, with a sense of curiosity in his bright eyes. Ethan wanted a name that reflected these traits. As the puppy frolicked around the garden, chasing butterflies and sniffing at flowers, Ethan's mind raced through names. Max, no, too common. Charlie, maybe. but not quite bright. The puppy paused and looked up at Ethan, as if waiting for his decision. Aaron's parents joined him in the garden, curious about the name he would choose. They suggested a few names, but Ethan was determined to make this decision on his own. It was a way of strengthening his bond with the poodle. Then, as Ethan watched, the puppy playfully tumbled in the grass, and name came to him. "Buddy," he said aloud. The puppy's ears perked up, and he trotted over to Ethan, wagging his tail. It seemed to Ethan that the puppy liked the name. "Buddy?" Ethan repeated, and the puppy barked happily in response. It was a simple name, but filled with warmth and affection. A chance smiled in agreement. "Buddy it is," his mother said, "and a perfect name for your new best friend." Ethan spent the rest of the day getting to know Buddy better. He taught him to respond to his name, and they played games in the garden. With each passing hour, the bond between them grew stronger. Buddy was more than just a pet. He was a companion, a playmate, and a source of unconditional love. That evening, as Ethan prepared for bed, Buddy followed him around, his little tail wagging. Ethan realized that naming Buddy was the first step in their shared journey. It was an acknowledgement of the friendship that would grow and evolve over time. As they settled down for the night, Ethan whispered, "Good night, Buddy," and the little poodle curled up at the foot of his bed, content and secure in his new home. The name that had sealed the bond between them, a fitting naming for a friendship that promised to be as enduring as it was joyful. The first night together for Ethan and Buddy was a memorable experience, filled with new discoveries and the deepening of their bond. After deciding on the name they named for his poodle, Ethan spent the evening preparing for their first night together. He set up a cozy sleeping area for Buddy in his room, complete with a soft bed and a few chew toys. As bedtime approached, Ethan noticed Buddy's apprehensive behavior. The little poodle seemed uneasy in the new environment, its eyes darting around the room, taking in the unfamiliar sights and sounds. Ethan understood that this was a big change for Buddy, and he was determined to make him feel safe and loved. Ethan decided to keep his bedroom lights dim and played some soft music to create a calming atmosphere. He lay down on the floor next to Buddy's bed, talking to him in a gentle voice, reassuring him that he was not alone. Gradually, Buddy's nervousness began to subside. He sniffed at Ethan, his tail wagging slightly, as if acknowledging Ethan's efforts to comfort him. As the night grew deeper, Ethan shared stories with Buddy, telling him about his family, his friends, and all the fun things they would do together. Buddy listened intently, his eyes slowly drooping as sleepiness took over. Ethan gently stroked Buddy's, feeling the warmth of his little body. It was a moment of peaceful connection, strengthening the bond that had begun to form earlier in the day. Eventually, Ethan fell asleep on the floor next to Buddy. He had intended to return to his bed, but the comfort of being close to his new companion was too reassuring to leave. The quiet of the night enveloped them, a serene backdrop to their new friendship. In the middle of the night, Buddy woke up, feeling restless. Ethan, sensing the movement, woke up as well. He whispered softly to Buddy, patting his bed, inviting him to come closer. Hesitantly, Buddy climbed onto Ethan's bed, curling up beside him. It was a significant moment, marking Buddy's growing trust and affection towards Ethan. The rest of the night passed peacefully, with Ethan and Buddy sleeping soundly, side by side. When morning came, Ethan woke up to find Buddy watching him with bright, curious eyes. The initial uncertainty of the previous night had vanished, replaced by a sense of belonging and companionship. Shane's parents peeked into the room and smiled at the sight of Ethan and Buddy together. They knew that this was the beginning of a beautiful friendship, one that would bring joy, learning, and growth to both Ethan and Buddy. As Ethan got ready for the day, Buddy followed him around, his tail wagging happily. The first night together had been a success, laying the foundation for the many nights and days they would share in the future. Ethan felt a deep sense of responsibility and love for Buddy, ready to embark on the journey of friendship that lay ahead. Chapter 2: Learning and Growing. The first few weeks with Buddy were a learning curve for Ethan. He quickly realized that having a pet was not just about playtime and meals. It came with a set of responsibilities that were both challenging and rewarding. Ethan started his mornings earlier, unusual to take Buddy for a walk. The crisp morning air was refreshing, and watching Buddy explore the world with wide-eyed wonder was a delight. However, it wasn't all smooth sailing. Buddy was still learning to walk on the leash, and it often tug and pull in excitement, making the walks a bit chaotic. Feeding Buddy was another area where Ethan learned the importance of routine and discipline. He had to measure Buddy's food, ensure he had fresh water, and feed him at regular times. Ethan also learned the hard way that certain feeds were off limits to dogs after Buddy had an upset stomach from sneaking a piece of chocolate. Training Buddy posed its own set of challenges. Ethan read books and watched online videos on puppy training. He spent hours teaching Buddy basic commands like man, state, mid-stay, and am. There were moments of frustration when Buddy wouldn't seem to listen, but Ethan learned to be patient and consistent with his training. One of the biggest lessons came in the form of grooming. Poodles required regular grooming, and Ethan took on the task of brushing Buddy's fur, cleaning his ears, and ensuring his nails were trimmed. It was during these grooming sessions that Ethan and Buddy shared quiet moments, strengthening their bond. Ethan observed his growing sense of responsibility with pride. They helped when needed, but mostly allowed Ethan to take the lead in caring for Buddy. This experience taught Ethan about commitment, patience, and the joy of taking care of someone else. Despite the challenges, Ethan wouldn't have it any other way. Each hurdle was a learning opportunity, and every small victory with Buddy was a cause for celebration. The experience of caring for Buddy not only brought joy and laughter into their home, but also instilled in Ethan a sense of maturity and confidence. As the weeks passed, Ethan and Buddy settled into a comfortable routine. They grew to understand each other better, and their connection deepened. Ethan realized that Buddy was not just a pet. He was a family member, a friend who had depended on him, and he was determined to be the best pet owner he could be. Training Buddy became a central part of Ethan's daily routine. He quickly learned that training a puppy required a blend of patience, consistency, and lots of treats. Ethan dedicated a part of each day to training sessions, determined to teach Buddy the basic commands and good behavior. The early days of training were a mix of successes and setbacks. Buddy, with his playful and sometimes stubborn demeanor, didn't always follow instructions immediately. He would get distracted by a passing butterfly or new scent in the garden, leaving Ethan feeling a bit exasperated. Ethan turned to online resources for guidance. He watched training videos, read articles, and even joined online forums where he could ask questions and share experiences with other pet owners. This research helped Ethan understand the importance of positive reinforcement and patience in dog training. He started using treats to encourage Buddy, rewarding him whenever he followed a command. This method proved effective, and soon Buddy was responding more consistently. The first time Buddy sat on command, his heart swelled with pride. It was a small achievement, but a significant one in their training journey. Ethan also learned the importance of short, consistent training sessions. Instead of overwhelming Buddy with long and tedious sessions, he kept them short and fun. This approach kept Buddy engaged and eager to learn. As weeks passed, Buddy mastered basic commands like "man, money, home," and "heal." Ian introduced new challenges, like fetching a ball or navigating simple obstacles in the yard. These activities not only reinforced Buddy's training, but also provided them with a fun way to spend time together. The training sessions were more than just about teaching Buddy. There were opportunities for Ethan and Buddy to bond. Ethan learned to understand Buddy's cues and behavior, and Buddy grew to trust and respond to Ethan's guidance. This mutual understanding deepened their connection. Ethan's patience and perseverance in training Buddy paid off. Not only did Buddy become well-behaved, but the training process also taught Ethan valuable life skills. He learned about responsibility, the importance of clear communication, and the satisfaction of seeing his efforts bear fruit. Buddy's successful training was a testament to Ethan's commitment and love for his pet. It was a journey that brought them closer, building a foundation of mutual respect and understanding. But as the days turned into weeks, the bond between Ethan and Buddy grew stronger. It was not just the time spent in training or walks that deepened their connection, but also the quiet moments they shared. The bond they were forming was one of trust, companionship, and unconditional love. Ethan started to understand Buddy's nonverbal cues and body language. He could tell when Buddy was hungry, needed to go outside, or simply wanted to play. Similarly, Buddy began to pick up on Ethan's routines and moods. He would greet Ethan enthusiastically when he returned from school and stay close by his side when he sensed Ethan was having a tough day. The bond was evident in their daily activities. During their walks, Buddy would stay close to Ethan, occasionally looking up at him, as if to ensure he was still there. In the evenings, Buddy would curl up next to Ethan on the couch as he did his homework or watched television. It was as if they had developed their own language, a way of communicating and understanding each other without words. Ethan also discovered the comforting presence Buddy provided. On days when things didn't go well at school, or when he felt lonely, Buddy's cheerful demeanor and affectionate nuzzles were a source of comfort and joy. Ethan realized that Buddy was not just a pet, but a true friend who offered unconditional love and support. Their bond was also strengthened through play. Ethan and Buddy would spend hours in the backyard playing fetch or tug-of-war. These playful moments were filled with laughter and happiness, creating memories that had been cherished deeply. Buddy's playful energy was infectious, and even on his busiest days, Ethan made time for these play sessions, understanding their importance in maintaining their bond. Parents noticed the profound impact Buddy had on Ethan. He was more responsible, empathetic, and generally happier. They saw how caring for Buddy had taught Ethan important life lessons about compassion, patience, and the joy of taking care of another being. The bond between Ethan and Buddy was also a source of comfort for the entire family. Buddy had become an integral part of their lives, bringing them together in ways they hadn't anticipated. Whether it was a family walk with Buddy, or just cuddling with him on the sofa, these moments brought warmth and closeness to their family. As they continued to grow and learn together, the bond between Ethan and Buddy became a testament to the power of friendship and the special connection that can exist between this dog. It was a bond that would continue to evolve and deepen, shaping both their lives in profound ways. An important milestone in Ethan and Buddy's journey was their first visit to the veterinarian. It was a new experience for both of them, one that taught Ethan more about responsibility and care for his brave friend. A few weeks after Buddy's arrival, insurance Kellen scheduled checkup for Buddy at the local veterinary clinic. Ethan was both curious and a bit anxious about the visit. He had heard stories about pets being nervous at the vet, and he wanted to make sure Buddy would be comfortable and safe. On the day of the appointment, Ethan prepared a small bag with Buddy's favorite toy and some treats. He wanted to have something familiar to comfort Buddy if he got scared. On the car ride over, Buddy sat in Ethan's lap, looking out the window with a mix of curiosity and apprehension. At the vet's office, Ethan held Buddy close, reassuring him with gentle strokes in soft words. The waiting room was filled with other pets and their owners, which seemed to intrigue Buddy. Ethan noticed how Buddy's initial nervousness eased as he sniffed around and even interacted with a friendly cat. When their turn came, Ethan walked with Buddy into the examination room. And vet, the kind woman with a gentle voice, greeted them warmly. She took her time to get to know Buddy, allowing him to sniff her and get comfortable before she began the examination. Ethan watched intently as the vet checked Buddy's eyes, ears, and teeth, and listened to his heart. He asked questions about Buddy's diet, exercise, and behavior, eager to learn as much as he could about taking care of his poodle. The vet was patient and informative, offering advice on everything from nutrition to grooming to training. One of the important lessons Ethan learned during the visit was the importance of preventive care. The vet explained the schedule for vaccinations, the need for regular checkups, and how to spot signs of illness. This information was invaluable to Ethan, who was determined to keep Buddy healthy and happy. Buddy, meanwhile, handled the visit like a champ. He was calm and cooperative, earning praises from the vet and some extra treats, which made Ethan proud. The visit ended with Buddy getting a clean bill of health and a new toy from the vet as a reward. for his good behavior. On the drive home, Ethan felt a sense of accomplishment. The vet visit had been a success, and he had learned a lot about pet care. It was another step in his journey with Buddy, reinforcing the commitment he had made to take care of his beloved pet. A visit to the vet was more than just a routine checkup. It was a learning experience for Ethan. It taught him about the responsibilities of pet ownership and the importance of being proactive and caring for Buddy's health. It was a reassuring reminder that with love, care, and the right guidance, he could ensure a happy and healthy life for his furry best friend. A few months into his journey with Buddy, Ethan encountered his first major challenge. Buddy, usually energetic and playful, suddenly became lethargic and lost his appetite. Ethan was immediately concerned. This was not the Buddy he knew. He remembered the vet's advice about watching for signs of illness and knew he had to act fast. Ethan informed his parents and they quickly arranged a visit to the vet. The car ride to the clinic was tense, with Ethan holding Buddy in his arms trying to comfort him. At the vet, they discovered that Buddy had eaten something he shouldn't have during one of their walks and was now suffering from a mild case of food poisoning. The vet assured them that with proper care, Buddy would recover soon. She prescribed some medication and gave instructions on how to care for Buddy during his recovery. Ethan listened attentively, determined to nurse Buddy back to health. Back at home, Ethan took up the role of Buddy's caretaker. He followed the vet instructions meticulously, ensuring Buddy took his medication and stayed hydrated. Ethan also prepared bland, easy-to-digest meals to ease Buddy back into eating. He spent nights by Buddy's side, soothing him and making sure he was comfortable. This experience was a significant test of Achan's responsibility and compassion. He had to balance his schoolwork and other activities with caring for Buddy. It was exhausting and at times overwhelming. But Ethan didn't waver in his commitment to Buddy's recovery. His efforts paid off. Slowly, Buddy began to regain his strength and appetite. His tail started wagging again, and he resumed his playful antics. Seeing Buddy bounce back filled Ethan with a sense of relief and accomplishment. He had helped his friend through a tough time, reinforcing the bond between them. This incident also taught Ethan the importance of being vigilant about Buddy's environment and what he had access to during their walks. He became more careful, ensuring Buddy's safety became a priority during their outdoor activities. The experience of overcoming this first major hurdle with Buddy was a pivotal moment for Ethan. Ethan's understanding of the responsibilities involved in caring for another life. He learned valuable lessons in pet care, empathy, and resilience. Most importantly, it underscored the depth of his attachment to Buddy, reaffirming his commitment to being the best pet owner he could be. For Buddy, the ordeal showed him that Ethan was his protector and caregiver, someone who would be there for him through thick and thin. The trust and love between them grew stronger, forging an unbreakable bond that would carry them through future challenges and adventures. After overcoming the hurdle of Buddy's illness, Ethan and Buddy's playtime took on a new level of significance. It was not just a way to expend Buddy's abundant energy, but a celebration of his recovery and their enduring friendship. Playtime became a daily ritual that both Ethan and Buddy looked forward to with great enthusiasm. Ethan discovered that playtime was also an excellent opportunity for learning and bonding. He introduced new games and activities that challenged both Buddy's mind and body. They tried agility training, setting up a simple obstacle course in the backyard. Ethan watched with pride as Buddy navigated through hoops, tunnels, and over small hurdles. It was a delightful spectacle that showcased Buddy's intelligence and agility. On weekends, Ethan and Buddy explored the outdoors. They went on hikes in the nearby hills where Buddy could run freely, chase leaves, and explore the natural world. Ethan found joy in witnessing Buddy's unbridled happiness in these open spaces. These adventures strengthened their bond and provided Ethan with a sense of escape and connection to nature. Another favorite activity was playing fetch in the park. Ethan would throw a ball or frisbee, and Buddy would dash after it with incredible speed and agility. The excitement and concentration on Buddy's face as he ran after the flying disc brought immense joy to Ethan. These moments were filled with laughter and cheers, often attracting the attention of other park-goers who would stop to watch their impressive teamwork. Ethan also learned the value of quiet play. On rainy days, they would stay indoors, playing gentle tug-of-war or searching for hidden treats. These calm moments were just as important, providing a space for gentle interaction and mutual understanding. Playtime also offered Ethan a chance to unwind and take a break from his daily routines. It was a time when he could be carefree, forgetting about schoolwork and other responsibilities. In these moments, Ethan felt a deep sense of happiness and contentment, grateful for Buddy's presence in his life. Buddy, in turn, thrived on the attention and activity. He became more confident and well-rounded, his personality shining through in every game they played. Ethan could see how these activities enriched Buddy's life, keeping him healthy, engaged, and happy. Through play, Ethan and Buddy developed a language of their own, a way of communicating through action and emotion. It was a language of mutual respect, understanding, and joy. Playtime wasn't just fun. It was a fundamental part of their relationship, a testament to their friendship and the love they shared. As Chapter 2 came to a close, Ethan reflected on the growth and yearning both he from overcoming challenges to enjoying the simple joys of play. Their journey together was shaping up to be an adventure full of learning and laughter.